live on Odious Concotown. This is KMTV News. With me, Zac Sherman. There are stories stopping the headlines. Government of Liberia pays tribute to fallen Sino District 2 Representative J. Nambeslo. In Gibi County, a 3-day workshop aimed at creating awareness on rape and other sexual violence has ended. CDC Chairman Moluba Molu communicates to National Elections Commission to carry out a nationwide campaign. A book of condolence was today opened at the Capitol building for fallen Sino County lawmaker J. Nambeslo. This followed months of controversy among family members on the remains of the fallen lawmaker. Angeline Wall has a report.
The late Sano County representative died on June 30, 2020 at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center in Monrovia. His death follows after a brief illness at the hospital. Minutes after signing the book of condolence today, President George Weah described the late representative as a dutiful statesman who will be missed, adding that he proved to be an honorable man.
Well, it's sad to come here again for another body to pay respect. But he's a statesman, and we're going to miss him and everything he did for our country. His work, he was diligent in his duty, and he's going to be missed. And for the short time I got to know him, he's proven to be an honorable person. He's a state person and someone that dedicated life to the Liberian people, with a career, both in the parliament and then being a former journalist. During the dark days, we heard him. He was advocating, but it's sad to know that he's gone. I just want to again express my sympathy to his family and may his soul rest in perpetual peace.
Before the settlement of dispute in court over the remains of Representative Slaw, Ruth Slaw, who claims to be the widow of the late representative, filed a writ of injunction to the 6th Judiciary Circuit Court, restraining a lady claiming to be a fiancée to the late lawmaker from proclaiming with funeral activities over her husband's remains. But all is now settled for the funeral rites of the late representative. This follows after Ms. Kwa Bayo, who claims to be the late representative fiancé, abandoned the case in court. Angeline Noah, KMTV News, Monrovia.
The late Sino County lawmaker, who was also a career journalist advocate, did not end after the mainstream journalism, but was also an advocate of the media at the lower house as chairman on the House Committee on Information, Broadcasting, Culture and Tourism. KMTV takes a look back at the representative addressing the news conference.
I chair the Committee on Information, Broadcasting, Culture and Tourism. During a recent trip out of the country, the president of Legispool was barred from covering the House. I'm told it was done by the Director of Press and Public Affairs in the Capitol building. First of all, that's a function too big for the Director of Public Affairs to undertake by himself. Buffer Chambers told him to do that, and Buffer keeps denying that he told Isaac to do that. Isaac is not crazy, I know him. If you are man enough to take this decision, why you can't own it? And that's why I'm very angry. One, they bypass the committee on information. Nobody can say, oh, because you were not in the country. That's the whole committee. Nambeslo is not the committee, but Buffer is the newest dictator that Africa has known. If it's not a way, it can be any other person's way. And I'm surprised at the Legispool people themselves. You are the problem. Today is Mohammed, tomorrow will be you, it will be any of you. You should boycott this damn house. Let Buffer write his own story and carry it to ERBC or wherever he wants to carry it. This is your president, for heaven's sake. He's illegally stopped from covering the legislature.
The Division on Higher Education standard at the Ministry of Education has approved William V. Stockman University in Harper, Maryland County to run a graduate school at the university. As KMTV Maryland County correspondent reports, the university is facing serious financial constraints.
The facility is just one of the best in the southeastern of Liberia, equipped with some of Liberia's best professors. At a news conference, the university's president, Elliot Wilson, said, "Oil is now set to run a full master's degree program at the institution after operating."
Now, Tufts University is here. We don't want to stop at the bachelor's level, so we've been working with the National Commission. Yesterday, they gave final approval for our programs. What we have to do now is to assemble the faculty to do what we say we want to do. We have the programs, we have the curricula in place, we have some faculty in place, but we will be looking for some expertise in certain areas where we don't have those expertise.
Dr. Wilson meanwhile outlined that the university is facing some financial constraints due to the refusal of several persons to pay financial aid on the university.
They took away money from us that they were supposed to give us, so the money is not there. I was in Monrovia, we met the Minister of Finance. He said they will do all they can to put the money back. The money from last year's budget, they took it out. We haven't received 1 cent from government. So we're depending on the small fees the children pay here.
Youths from across Liberia are taking up the challenge to attend the TU University, as many of them do not have financial support to pursue quality education in Liberia's capital, Monrovia. For KMTV News, I'm Brian Dio reporting from Maryland County.
Still on education, some aggrieved students of the state-run University of Liberia earlier this week staged a protest at the main campus of the university, demanding the reopening of regular classroom learning. The students said the university lacks the capacity to run digital program that was recently introduced for students and teachers. Let's take a look at this report.
E-learning should be an option. It is not a mandate. We must go back to our normal classroom teaching. Insofar you can open school for 6th graders. You can open school for 7th graders. You can tell 9th graders to go to school. You should allow university students to go to school too. We should open the university to our normal classroom activities. We are not bound on any pressure. This course, we are not bound to any pressure. We are going to stand with the university students, even the private universities and all, that the school should open for universities and colleges. If you agree with me that we are more mature than 6th graders, then the Ministry of Education is opening school for 6th graders. So when we are here to do this
more mature than CDC, we can somewhere in our primary, we can somewhere go to school to yo. You have to use MVDC for endorsement rather Zayo.
And so far the governing party doing primary from district to district. So far the marketplaces are all open. So far we have beaches open, entertainment centers. The fact that we have the Jamaican resort open and people are moving in their numbers, we will demand the university to open school to our normal classes.
As the Monrovia City Corporation, through its implementing partner, the Liberia Crusader for Peace, on Wednesday commenced payments to communicators and mobilizers who were recruited and trained during the start of the coronavirus in Liberia to educate citizens about the risks associated with the virus. As KMTV's Emmanuel Datom reports, the government has worked out modalities in securing US $1.2 million to pay 8,500 volunteers, which include active kit fanners, mobilizers, and communicators.
The mobilizers stood in long queue, awaiting the hard-earned cash at the Liberia Crusader for Peace facilities on Capital Bypass. Prior to today's payment, a group of mobilizers has staged a series of protests over the delay of payment and stormed the offices of the Crusader for Peace on Tuesday. The state government of Monrovia, in collaboration with its implementing partner, Liberia Crusaders for Peace, commenced the payment of 2,500 communicators and mobilizers on Wednesday. They were recruited and trained during the outbreak of the coronavirus in the country to educate citizens about the risk associated with the virus and how it can be prevented. The payment follows months of negotiation with the government of Liberia and international partners. Julie Andy is the executive director of the Liberia Crusaders for Peace.
Even though there has been delay in the payment of the communicators and mobilizers, they work for 3 months, but the goodwill is there for them to be paid. The government is paying across everyone 8,500 persons 2 months across the board. Because there are other organizations or other groupings that also participated in the COVID-19 preparedness and response. And yes, we have had here protests here, there, and yonder, but all in all, we can say that first we apologize to the volunteers for the delay of their compensation. It was not intentional.
According to the payment plan, 350 persons are expected to be paid a day. Emmanuel Tato Mukali, KMTV News, Monrovia.
If you're joining us, folks, this is a reminder that you are watching news today on KMTV. And of course, it is a 1-hour news platform that brings you happenings in the country. My name is Zac Sherman, presenting stories still coming up. CDC Chairman Molba Molud communicates to National Elections Commission to carry out a nationwide campaign. We still have more for you right after this short break.
Technology can never replace the warmth of an exchange with a salesperson. At Orange, we do all what we can within our power so you can continue your transactions, transfer your money, pay for your goods, and recharge your phone from home.
Orange.
Welcome back. This is News Today on KMTV. As rape and other sexual violence abuses against women and girls continue to escalate in the country, Liberians from all sectors are calling for harsher punishment against those engaged in such acts. As Abraham Colley reports from Margibi County, a 3-day workshop to create awareness in the county has ended.
A man of age raping a child less than 3 years, I think in my mind it's been devilish and it's been evil. So this is why the last time I was recommending to the Liberian government that the issue of rape in Liberia should not be taken lightly.
Okay.
If a person is convicted of rape crime, that person should go for lifetime imprisonment.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you think with that can be able to reduce the high increase of rape?
To some extent, we set precedent, because if John Brown sees Paul Flomo going to jail because he raped somebody for a lifetime, he's going to spend his whole entire life in jail, then I think John Flomo will try to change his mindset.
KMTV has gathered that some Bong County students are planning to protest in an effort to draw government's attention to the completion of the Bong County Technical College. The construction of the college started since 2013, but is yet to be completed, despite the disbursement of later over $7 million United States dollars by the government of ex-President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Our Bong County correspondent J. Tatus Yekisin is now on the line live from the Bong County. Good evening, Tatus.
Good evening. It is indeed a pleasure to be connected from the central region of Liberia this evening. Thank you for connecting me.
How is the people of that part of Liberia?
Well, Bong County is okay. The people of Bong County are doing pretty well.
Tell us about this planned protest.
Well, you got it right earlier in your intro. Some students have planned to demonstrate here at the campus of the Bong County Technical College. According to them, the demonstration is in an effort to draw the government of Liberia's attention to the standstill of the Bong County Technical College, the completion of the facility. And as you may be aware, this facility, the construction started in 2013. Since 2013 up to present, and that was done, it began during the administration of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And that government was able to have placed about little over $7 million United States dollars in the budget for the full completion of the college. But from that time up to press time, the college is yet to be completed. So this has come to the attention of some students of Bong County, many of whom are from the Bong County Technical College, and they are saying that why the student former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was able to have placed this morning in the budget with the head of the Bong County Legislative Caucus at the time, this money might have allegedly been mismanaged. So they are no longer talking about the money earlier placed, but their concern now is that the promise made by President George Manneh Weah in 2018. In 2018, President George Manneh Weah was able to have paid a visit here in Bong County, where he told a gathering that he could take the responsibility of the Bong County Technical College to ensure its full completion. But from that time up to now, the students are saying that they are yet to hear from the government of President George Manneh Weah concerning this most talk about Bong County Technical College.
Have you been able to speak to authorities of the college concerning this situation?
Exactly. Recently, we were able to have spotted an interview with the college's president, Dr. Roland Masakwe. And he said that he has been doing everything possible to ensure that he engages the government when it comes to the completion of the college. But they have not heard from the government. Dr. Masakwe said they cannot be tired, even though the students are raising concerns that the college should be completed. But he says that they cannot be tired. They will keep pushing so that this college can be completed. But according to him, the government has not told them anything concerning the promise made by President George Manneh Weah in 2018.
It was a great time having you there, Tatus from Bong County.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
And of course, Tatus is our correspondent there from Bong County in Liberia. The chairman of the ruling coalition for Democratic Change Party, Molba Molu, said he has communicated with the National Elections Commission to officially launch a nationwide campaign throughout Liberia, beginning October 19 to December 5, 2020. As Emmanuel Datua Macaulay reports, Chairman Molu also threw jabs as opposition leaders when he spoke at a news conference this evening.
The momentum was high in the Papi Solo Conference Hall at the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change Party headquarters in Monrovia. As usual, members of the party chanted slogans.
You are the most powerful man in our party. Yeah.
In a firing remark, CDC Tough Talking Chairman Molwa Molu called for a halt to all forms of election campaign as he warned his partisans to conduct themselves appropriately.
Whenever it slaps you, you have to turn the left. Slap your right, turn the left. You don't want to be slapped there, don't go there. Because nothing justifies violence.
Chairman Molu said to ensure victory across Liberia in the upcoming election, they intend to play a more professional political game.
Now we today wrote a very important communication to the National Elections Commission. requesting or submitting a comprehensive campaign schedule. We have determined that 1 week within the commencement of the campaign should be given to smaller parties. Because all the other parties combined, even though they may call themselves names, they still constitute a small bastion of the numerical support base of the Liberian population. So we give them 7 days.
He also threw jabs at opposition leaders who he said have done nothing in Liberia but only raining insult on President George Weah.
We are not ANC. They're not for the primary. And they are now ruining the chances of the opposition because one message is out there who does not understand the essence of democratic decision making. Instead of going to election to conduct, going to conduct primaries for candidates, they do geographical allocation. Most time in someone's living room.
Reporting from the grounds of the headquarters of the CDC in Congo Town, this is Emmanuel Tato Mukoli for KMTV News.
The Ministry of Transport, in collaboration with the Liberia National Police and the Liberia Revenue Authority, on Tuesday commenced another phase of its regular inspection of vehicles plying the streets of Monrovia. The vehicle inspection exercise is a regular routine of the ministry that seeks to further ensure that lawful taxes due government by vehicle operators or owners are paid. Emmanuel Tato Mukoli files in this report.
Vehicles
are once again lined up in long queues for inspection. Unlike other countries, Liberia's vehicle inspections and registrations are normally characterized by checking of documents for compliance rather than checking vehicles to ensure roadworthiness, so as to ensure public safety and the protection of the lives of drivers and passengers. At major intersections around the country, non-compliant vehicles are seen impounded until registration and issuance fees are paid by owners or drivers of these vehicles. The vehicle inspection exercise carried out by the Ministry of Transport across the country normally leads to outbursts between drivers and inspectors, at times causing scarcity of vehicles for passengers and other commuters. In 2019, the Liberia Revenue Authority (LRA) bestowed special honor on the Ministry of Transport for being a sector ministry that raised the highest government revenue during the 2018-2019 fiscal period. For KMTV News, this is Emmanuel Tato Mukoli reporting from Monrovia.
As rape cases continue to increase in Liberia, 2 youth advocates have threatened massive protests across the country. Mohamed Chito Jallo, Speaker of Montserrat Children's Parliament and Amonchin of the Referendum of Liberian Youth, wants exclusive court for alleged perpetrators of rape. The two blame the Ministry of Justice for not prosecuting perpetrators of rape. They spoke to KMTV via interview.
We have sadly gotten over 900 rape cases in our country that are yet to be proven whether the perpetrator is guilty or whether the perpetrator is not guilty. Why? Because the justice system has been very lenient in fighting rape cases in our country. So we as a children-based institution will be joining lot of children-based advocates on August 25th to march for the justice of those victims whose justice were denied and the current victims whose justice have been delayed, because we believe that a justice that has been delayed is also a justice that has been denied, said by our state to be corrected Martin Luther King Jr. So if we do not come out as young people, if we do not give our voice, butchers, our colleagues that have been fighting for the rights of every child in Liberia as a children-based institution within the county, it means that we are not working, and then we need to pressurize the government more in making sure that the rape cases curtailed.
It must stop. Enough is enough.
We cannot keep raping our females. We cannot keep having them to be victims of rape. So we must work and we must put together our efforts. That is the reason why, as an institution that respect and believe that people's rights must be respected, have decided to openly join the March for Justice and all other institutions and change makers in Liberia, calling for the national government to declare rape as a global pandemic, as a national pandemic, because rape is actually a national pandemic. We cannot keep on every morning waking up to the news of females being raped. I was so in dismay and I was so disappointed when I heard that the 15-year-old boy raped the 3-year-old girl using a razor blade to open up her vagina. This thing must be condemned, and our leaders must understand that what is going on today must not go on. And we'll keep saying it, we'll be loud enough, and we will not compromise until the right thing is done.
With that development, folks, that's how we climax this presentation of News Today on KMTV with me, Zac Sherman. But before we go, here once again, the headlines. Government of Liberia pays tribute to fallen Sino District 2 Representative J. Nambeslo. In Miami County, a 3-day workshop aimed at creating awareness on rape and other sexual violence has ended. CDC Chairman Molba Molu communicates to National Elections Commission to carry out a nationwide campaign. Thanks for your viewing pleasure, and many thanks to staff and management of Peter Mines Television for this news presentation. Until then, again, I'm Zac Sherman. Do have yourselves a wonderful evening.
Technology can never replace the warmth of an exchange with a salesperson. At Orange, we do all what we can within our power so you can continue your transactions, transfer your money, pay for your goods, and recharge your phone from home.